Alright, let's dive into something that's been making headlines recently, and no, it's not another tech billionaire's space adventure. We're talking about a massive cyclosporiasis outbreak that's now spread to 6 more states. But here's the kicker, it's all linked to something as mundane as shredded iceberg lettuce. Sounds crazy, right? Let me break it down for you. First off, what's cyclosporiasis? It's a foodborne illness caused by a microscopic parasite found in human feces. Yeah, gross, I know. But what makes this really interesting is how it's managed to spread so widely. We're talking hundreds of hospitalizations and, tragically, 2 deaths since early May. Personally, I think this highlights a bigger issue in our food supply chain, how something as simple as lettuce can become a vehicle for such a serious outbreak. Now, the outbreak has expanded to states like Arkansas, Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska, New Hampshire, and North Carolina. That's on top of the original list, which included Illinois, Indiana, and several others. Missouri, in particular, has seen a staggering 1,095 cases as of Sunday, nearly double what they reported just last week. One thing that immediately stands out is how quickly this is escalating. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the human impact. People are getting sick, some severely, from something as basic as a salad. Here's where it gets even more intriguing. The majority of these cases have been traced back to lettuce served at Taco Bell, supplied by Taylor Farms and sourced from central Mexico. Last month, Taylor Farms issued a voluntary recall of all iceberg lettuce from that region. But here's the catch, the FDA hasn't identified any other potential sources beyond Taylor Farms. In my opinion, this raises a deeper question. How did contaminated lettuce from one supplier end up affecting so many people across so many states? It's not just about the lettuce, it's about the vulnerabilities in our food distribution system. Dr. Stephen Ostroff, a former acting FDA commissioner, points out that the newly linked cases might not mean the outbreak is still spreading. Instead, these could be people who ate the recalled lettuce weeks ago but were only recently diagnosed. What many people don't realize is that cyclosporiasis has an incubation period of up to 2 weeks. So, even if the contaminated lettuce is no longer on shelves, the effects are still being felt. Ostroff compares it to solving a jigsaw puzzle. You're piecing together information over time to understand the full picture. I love that analogy because it really captures the complexity of tracking an outbreak like this. But here's where it gets even more complicated. The recalled lettuce should no longer be available, and its use-by dates ended on August 3rd. So, if people are still getting sick after that date, investigators might need to look for another source. Ostroff says, we may have solved the Taylor Farms shredded lettuce piece, but that's unlikely to explain everything we're seeing. This suggests there could be more to the story, maybe another supplier, another product, or even a different contamination point. It's like we've only scratched the surface. What this really suggests is that food safety is a lot more fragile than we think. From my perspective, this outbreak is a wake-up call. We need better tracking, faster recalls, and more transparency in our food supply chain. It's not just about preventing the next outbreak, it's about rebuilding trust in the system. Because, let's be honest, no one should have to worry about getting sick from a salad. So, what's the takeaway here? Personally, I think this outbreak is a symptom of a larger problem. It's not just about one supplier or one type of lettuce, it's about how we produce, distribute, and regulate food on a massive scale. If you take a step back and think about it, this could happen again with any food item. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think we can prevent something like this from happening again? Because, at the end of the day, this isn't just a story about lettuce, it's a story about us.